Hey guys, this is Mr. Rice for Algebra 2, Chapter 6.1 Notes. Today we're talking about an introduction to polynomials. Our learning target today is to be able to apply basic addition, subtraction, and multiplication rules to the terms of a polynomial. So, are you ready to begin? Too bad, because I am. So, first thing, a polynomial. A polynomial is an expression that has one or more algebraic terms, okay? Be like, Mr. Grice, that sounds kind of weird. Well, see, there's the bell. It's time to begin. What that really means is we are looking that it needs to be separated, okay? It's separated by addition or subtraction. Okay, so a polynomial, it's an expression that has one or more algebraic terms, and those terms are separated by addition or subtraction. Okay, so let's look at example number one. Example number one only has one term. Okay, so if it has one term, that is called a monomial. Let's look at number two. It has two terms. Okay, so this has two terms, and if it's got two terms, that's called a binomial. Do some of these start to sound familiar? Well, they should. Let's look at number three. It's got one, two, three terms. You see how the addition and subtraction separate them? Okay, so that has three terms. What do you think it's called? It's called a trinomial. Okay, and we're going to get more specific into the labeling of the polynomials later on in this chapter. Okay, so next thing, standard form. It's writing terms with exponents in decreasing order. Okay, so our good example of this would be 4x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, that's good. That's how we want it. I don't want to see anything that looks like this, where it's 2 plus 4x squared plus 3x. That's going to make Miss Krantz and I cry. Okay? Now, like terms are terms with the same variable and exponent. All right, they need to be 100% the same. Okay? So if we see something like 2x and 4x, yeah, that's great. Another one could be 5m squared n, and let's see, let's go 3m squared n, because it's the same variable and exponent for everything. Okay? Now, let's go through some rules. Hopefully this is a reminder for some of you guys, but these are the basic algebraic rules. So if we are adding, must be like terms. All right, so 2x plus 3x, it's the same variable. They are like terms. So 2x plus 3x is 5x. Okay, and what the rule is, the only thing that we changed was we only change the coefficients. Okay, it's another one of Mr. Grice's favorite words to spell. So we only change the coefficients. Now, subtracting 2x minus 3x, once again, they must be like terms. 2x minus 3x, we'll just look at the coefficient. 2 minus 3 is -1, and the x is still there. Okay? So guess what? We are, oh, Mr. Grice is already he's copying and pasting. It must be the same. Okay? So once again, we only change the coefficient. Okay? All right. Wanted to give you a couple seconds because you don't get to copy and paste like me. Next one, multiplying. When we're multiplying, the terms can be different. That's completely fine. Okay? So now I'm going to multiply 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And then x's, we get x squared. Okay? So for this one, we multiply the coefficients. And then we're going to add exponents of same variables. Okay? And then dividing, the last basic rule that we're going to go through. We have 2x squared divided by 4x. So once again, the first thing we're going to look at is the coefficients. What's 2 divided by 4? You're like, it's 2. No. Okay, we reduce the fraction. If there's the bigger number on the denominator, the denominator is going to stay bigger. Okay? And then who wins with the x's, the top or the bottom? Yeah, the top, and the top wins by 1. So we get 1x divided by 2. What the rule was is we divide the coefficients. Sorry, I forgot the and symbol. So we're going to divide the coefficients and we're going to subtract the exponents. So subtracts exponents of same variables. Okay, if this stuff is confusing, this would be wonderful stuff to put on your note card. Okay, now the rest of these are just going to be examples that were to help reinforce these rules. Okay, some I'm going to make you do on your own, some we're going to do together. Okay, so simplify each expression if possible. Now, always look to see what operation we have. We have multiplication. So if we have multiplication, that means we need to multiply the coefficients. So I have -18 and 2/3. If you don't know that, you're doing -18 over 1 times 2 over 3. There's multiple ways that you can do this. I multiply straight across, and then I reduce. So I get -12. And now I'm not done because now I need to add exponents of the same variables. So m squared and m to the 4th give me m to the 6th. And then n cubed and n to the 9th give me n to the 12th. So we get -12 m to the 6th, n to the 12th. All right, number 2. Number 2, we're dividing. So with division, we need to divide the coefficients. So that's -18 divided by 16. No, it's not -2, guys. It's -1/2. Okay, and now let's look at we're subtracting the exponent. So looking at the m's, the bottom wins, and the bottom wins by 7. And with the ends, the top win, remember that's a 1 right there, and the top wins by 2. So we get -1 n squared 2 m to the 7th. Okay, what operation do we have here? Parentheses means multiplication. Okay, so once again, we need to multiply our coefficients. So negative 4 over 5 times 15 over 1. I'm just going to multiply straight across, negative 60 over 5, which gives us negative 12. So we have negative 12, and then I'm going to add my exponents. We get x 18th. Now there, y is all by itself, and the z is all by itself. I almost added the y and z's. Remember, we can only do that with, with same variables. All right, number 4. What operation? Yeah, addition. So with addition, we only change the coefficients, and they have to be like terms. So let's take a look. M squared, good. N cubed, oh, look at that. Yeah, those are different. We can't combine them, okay? So we would say that this one is already simplified. There's nothing we can do to it, okay? Let's look at number 5. M squared, n cubed, n cubed. Good, those are the same. Yeah, change the coefficients. Negative 18 plus 2 is negative 16. And then the variables and the exponents stay the same. Now, I think the hardest thing to do with these guys for ones like 6 and 8 and 7, we got to make sure they're in standard form. So as I'm looking through this, I am looking for variables, or the highest variables first, and that's what I want to look at. So 36x squared and negative 18x squared, I'm going to combine those first. 36 minus 18 is 18, and the variables stay the same. Now, I've already handled those, so I'm going to cross them out. And what's left? I have 4x minus 10x. Those are the same variables. So they're like terms. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. And then we're left with x. This should be a review, hopefully. All right, so for number 7, guys, I know there's a lot of information here, okay? Find the variables that are the same and always start with the highest exponent. Now I have negative 12 minus 1, which gives me negative 13 w cubed. Now if you want to kind of cross those out, it's fine. Next I'm looking for, negative 8w squared. It doesn't have a partner, but it goes next. Okay, so the next one I'm going to look for is just a w, and I have negative 11 plus 20. So negative 11 plus 20, I get 9w. Took care of those. And the ones that are left, I have 17 minus 19, which is negative 2. Okay. Number 8. Why don't you guys try number 8? Pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so I got negative 12c cubed minus 53c squared plus 12c plus 4. You can see I kind of highlighted all of my things, and then standard form, the highest exponent down to the lowest. All right, number 9. We're doing the same thing. Now with exponents, or I'm sorry, with the parentheses here, remember that we need to distribute, okay? So negative 2 times x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative 2 times 8x is negative 16x squared. And then negative 2 times negative 1, a negative times negative is a positive. Now, can I do anything with that? Nope. That's it. I always want to make sure that my final answer is in standard form. All right, number 10. So this time we need to be careful because as I'm distributing negative 6n. So this is the first time I'm doing it with a variable. So negative 6n times 3 gives us negative 18n. Negative 16n times 9n squared. So we're going to multiply the negative 6 and the 9, which gives us negative 54. And then we're going to add the exponents. Okay, same thing here. Negative 6 times negative 7 is a positive 42. N times n gives us n squared. Okay, now the only thing that's wrong with this now is we need to put it in standard form. Okay, so I want the highest exponent first, the negative 54n cubed. So I took care of that one. Plus 42n squared. And then the last one is the negative 18n. Okay? So for that one, we had to distribute and then put it back in order. Okay, number 11. Don't freak out because they're fractions. Okay? Off to the side, negative 7 over 3 times 15 over 1. I don't know if you guys want to reduce or multiply straight across. I normally just multiply straight across and then reduce, just because we've got those little calculators, we might as well put them to use. Okay? So 7 times 15, we get 105 divided by 3, and it's negative. And then we divide that by 3, we get negative 35. Okay? So our first one is negative 35, and then don't forget about the k. All right? So that was our first one. Let's do that second one. So once again, we have negative 7 over 3 times 9 over 1. That gives us negative 63 over 3. And negative 63 divided by 3 gives us negative 21. But then I have k times k, so that's k squared. Okay? Last one. Negative 7 over 3 times negative 12 over 1. What's 7 times 12? Yeah, you should have gotten 84, and it's going to be a positive 84. And then when we divide that by 3, we get 28. So positive 28, and that's going to be k cubed. Right? Yeah. Okay, so once again, let's put them in order. So my biggest exponent comes first, so that's the 28k cubed minus 21k squared minus 35k. Woo, a lot of work, huh? All right, number 12. If there are multiple variables, don't freak out. Okay? We can do this. Negative 4x times a squared. Well, it would be negative 4, and those are different, so I can't really do anything. I'm just going to keep track of them, and I'm writing them in alphabetical order. So negative 4a squared x. Okay, negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. And I can't really do anything with the b and the x, so there they go. I'm just keeping track of everything. Okay, negative 4 times negative c. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive. 4 and then cx. Okay. And now that already is in standard form because, yeah, a squared comes first and then the rest are just in alphabetical order. Yep, number 13. Yes, I'm going to make you do this one on yourself just so you can practice. Okay? Now, as you are distributing here, this one's got 2 steps. We have to distribute and then combine like terms. Okay? So pause the video, do your best. Okay? You can do this. Good luck. Okay, so the first thing that we had to do was to distribute the 4/9, and I did all of that right there. Now I know I distributed 3 times, but I only showed work for 2, and that's because 4/9 times negative p squared is just a negative 4/9 p. Okay? Now, once I distributed everything, I had to combine like terms, so 36p minus 12p is 24p, and then I wrote everything in standard form. So the p squared came first, and then that's a positive 8, so that goes at the end. Okay, just a couple more. We're almost done. Okay, now, what do we have to distribute in 14? Am I distributing the 15? No, I'm distributing the negative, which is a negative 1. So that turns to a negative 7. When I'm multiplying by a negative 1, the only thing that changes is my sign. And then the last one, a negative times a negative, makes that a positive. And then we're going to go ahead and put this in standard form. So my biggest variable, the negative 18w squared, comes out first. So negative 18w squared. Next is the 15w plus 3w, which is 18w. And then last but not least is that negative 7. Now, can I combine those two? No. Good. Hopefully you're saying no. It's why? It's the same variable, but it's not the same exponent. Okay? Same variable, same exponent. All right, 2 more. We're going to do 15 together, and then you're going to have to do 16 on your own. Okay? So this time we have to distribute twice. We have 2 inequalities right here. 2 inequalities. Whoa, Mr. Grice, what are you, still in chapter 5? Yes. Okay. We have 2 sets of parentheses, so I'm going to distribute to both of them. Okay? So here's my first one. 11 times 3 is 33. 11 times negative 4x is negative 44x squared. And then 11 times 2 gives us 22x. I like distributing that because I didn't have a variable, whereas in here, it's negative 4x. So we have to pay attention to that. Negative 4x times 8, well, negative 4 times 8 is negative 32x. Negative 4 times negative 11x is giving us a positive 44, and then that's going to be x squared. And then last is negative 4 times x, which is negative 24. X times x squared gives us x cubed. Okay, so as I'm going through this, the first thing I notice is it's my only x cubed. So negative 24x cubed goes out in front. Next, I'm looking for my x squared, so negative 44 and a positive 4. Well, what do you know? Those cross out. So next thing is my x is 22 minus 32 is negative 10x. And then last but not least, we have that 33 all by himself, and it's a positive 33. So we get negative 24x cubed plus or minus 10x plus 33. All right. Number 16, last one. You're on your own. Pause the video and good luck. Okay, and that's the final answer, negative 4m cubed minus 28m squared minus 8. Now, if you need help on that, please come find Ms. Caranta or myself. We would love to help you out on that. Okay? Now, here's your homework right here. Key thing, separate sheets of paper. Okay? All right, guys, well, that's it for Algebra 2, Chapter 6.1 notes. If you have any questions, please come find Ms. Caranta or myself because we would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off. Thanks for watching.